Another wee video looking at some of the ruins of Caithness. We're at Achalibster in the parish of Watton, and look at the Caithness flagstone on this wee extension here. Now, the origins of this place are kind of lost to me in time, I think. There's records of people living at Achalibster, farming it, away back to the 17th century. And there's been a long house here, a long low cottage. Another flagstone falling into what would have been a window there. Let's have a wee look inside. Now there's a very interesting feature here. These recesses in the wall are for the crux, and that was the wooden framework that held the roof up. Probably a turf roof, thatch roof, another cruck there by the window. So they were opposing, obviously, and a wooden framework, a bit like an upturned boat, would have sat in those crux, and that goes back to the days when the walls were turf and just the foundations were made of stone. But so the walls of this cottage are made of stone, and there would be no need to have crux. You could just load the roof timbers on the top of the walls. The tradition of building that way continued. Now this is the old barn, I think, and a kiln barn. Turf on the end there, on the gable. And this one is quite well preserved. The kiln part is very well preserved, so let's have a wee look at that. The kiln would have been used for drying cereal. In the damp climate of Caithness, if you want to keep your cereal, you've got to make sure it's properly dried to store for the winter. That's what's going to feed you and the animals. And there's the kiln. There would have been a platform there. The cereals would have been put on, a fire at the other end, and the hot air drawn through, drying the cereal so they could store it away. And an easy way to tell a kiln is by the rounded end. Look at that, well preserved, and the turf on the top there. A rounded end to that kiln barn. Now the old OS map shows another building, but there's just a wee tussock of rashes there where it was. Achalibster, a quick look